All right, ready to go deep?
Always ready for a deep dive.
This time, we're tackling Vedic stars.
Fascinating stuff.
You've given me excerpts from a book called 27 Stars, 27 Gods.
Ah, yes.
So let's see what we can unearth.
Thanks, good.
Now, most people familiar with Vedic astrology know there are 27 nakshatras, or stars,
Right.
each ruled by a specific deity. But this book claims those stars offer a unique perspective on, like, destiny
Destiny, interesting.
and life's path.
It's true. Vedic astrology goes beyond simple personality traits.
Okay,
It really delves into the essence of human experience, offering a unique lens to view strengths, weaknesses, and even potential paths we might take.
it's deeper than just you're born under this star, so you must be creative.
Right, except
There are deeper layers we got to unpack.
one thing that immediately jumped out at me from the material you provided was the discussion about stars versus tropical signs.
Oh, yeah.
That was interesting.
I've always been a little fuzzy on that distinction.
Mm.
I mean, they both show up in Indian astrology, right?
It's true, they do.
So I kind of assumed they were interchangeable.
That's a common misunderstanding, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. The book does a good job of highlighting how, even though ancient Indian astrologers knew the difference, modern interpretations often blur those lines.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what's the key difference then?
Essentially, Vedic stars are sidereal, meaning they're based on the actual positions of stars in the sky,
Okay, that makes sense.
whereas tropical signs are based on the Earth's position relative to the sun and seasons.
Oh,
So you have these two different systems, each mapping the cosmos in its own way.
So knowing that Vedic stars are based on, like, actual star positions makes the idea of them influencing our lives a bit more real. You know what I mean?
It definitely adds a different dimension to the system. And while we're on the topic of misunderstandings, the book tackles another big myth,
What's that?
that Vedic stars are ruled by planets.
Wait, really? I thought that was like a core concept.
It's a very common misconception.
Uh.
I was surprised too when I first learned this, but
Yeah, me too.
the Vedic tradition actually puts the emphasis on deities, not planets, as the true rulers.
I've always heard about planetary rulers.
I know, right?
So common.
So it's fascinating to learn that's not the whole story.
The book suggests this misconception might stem from using planetary positions to calculate astrological time phases.
Oh, I see.
But just because a planet is associated with a specific time frame doesn't make it the ruler of that star.
Right.
To understand a star's essence, you need to look beyond the planets and dive into the myths surrounding its ruling deity.
So it's like learning a new language,
Exactly.
a language of myth and symbolism.
Precisely. Each myth is a key, unlocking deeper understanding.
Where do we even begin with 27 stars? That's a lot to unpack.
We probably won't cover every single one,
Yeah.
but we can explore some key examples to illustrate the system's richness.
Okay, I'm with you.
Where would you like to start? Well, I've always been fascinated by healing and transformation.
Okay, interesting.
Maybe we could begin with Ashvini,
Sure.
the first star in the Vedic system.
Ashvini is a great starting point.
The book calls it the healing twins and associates it with enhanced senses and, like, overcoming limitations.
It embodies this potent energy of healing and relentless pursuit of knowledge, perfectly exemplified in the myth of the horsehead transplant.
Hold on, horsehead transplant. You're going to have to explain that one.
Okay, so the story goes that the Ashvini twins, who are divine physicians, encounter a blind sage who possesses a secret elixir recipe.
Oh, right.
But the sage would only share it with someone who had a horse's head.
What?
To get the recipe, the twins actually swapped the sage's head with a horse's head,
Whoa.
learned the recipe, then restored the sage to his original form.
That's intense. It definitely speaks to pushing boundaries for knowledge and healing.
It's a striking image, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the horse's head is loaded with symbolism. Horses are often associated with heightened senses, especially sight.
I see.
So by taking on the horse's head, the twins are not only gaining access to the secret knowledge,
Right.
but also symbolically enhancing their own perception and ability to heal.
So Ashvini isn't just about physical healing.
No.
It's about expanding awareness, overcoming limitations, stepping outside comfort zones.
It's about pushing past those perceived limitations
Yeah.
and tapping into our own potential.
Powerful message. And a great way to start exploring these stars.
Absolutely.
What other fascinating myths and insights await us?
Well, if you're interested in creativity and abundance,
I'm always down for that.
we can move on to Rohini, known as the Blushing Bride.
The blushing bride, ooh. That sounds full of life and passion. Lead the way.
Rohini, oh, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Brimming with creative energy, full of potential for abundance.
Okay.
Is ruled by Brahma, the creator god himself.
Yeah.
And the imagery is so rich.
I remember the bull, an overflowing cart, the ever-growing banyan tree.
Right.
All those symbols pointing to fertility, expansion.
Yes.
But how do those connect to Brahma as creator?
That's where it gets really interesting. See, the bull, often seen as a symbol of raw energy, pulls this overflowing cart, representing this outpouring of creative potential, abundance.
Okay.
That directly mirrors Brahma's role in creation.
Oh, interesting.
Creating the universe from pure potential.
Okay.
And then you have the banyan tree, constantly growing, expanding, roots going everywhere.
Yeah.
A perfect metaphor for the ever-expanding nature of creation itself.
Wow, I see it now. Those symbols aren't just random images.
No.
They're like a narrative about the creative process, energy becoming formed, tourists to grow.
It's all connected.
And speaking of evolution,
yes,
the next star takes us on a different kind of journey. Mrigashira, the eternal quest for meaning and purpose.
Ah, yes, Mrigashira.
You mentioned it's connected to this concept of rasa.
Rasa, yes.
Which intrigued me.
Intriguing indeed.
But I'm not super familiar with that term.
Rasa is complex, but basically, it's a state of ecstatic joy.
Okay.
A profound experience of beauty and interconnectedness. The ultimate fulfillment of our deepest longing. What we're all searching for, really.
Yeah, I feel that. I think everyone on some level searches for that kind of deep fulfillment.
Absolutely. And the symbol associated with Mrigashira, the deer sniffing the ground, perfectly captures this search. Just like a deer's constant quest for nourishment.
Okay.
We're all looking for what nourishes our souls.
And the deity connected to this quest is Soma, right?
Oh, yes.
The god of that immortal nectar.
Soma is fascinating, depicted as the source of divine bliss and power. Representing what transcends the mundane, connects us to something bigger.
So Mrigashira is saying true fulfillment isn't about the material world.
Yeah.
It's about connecting with a deeper spiritual dimension.
Precisely. It's an invitation to look inward, explore our own inner landscape.
Yeah.
Discover what truly nourishes us.
Powerful message in a world that often prioritizes external achievements over inner fulfillment.
It's about remembering the journey is just as important as the destination.
Right.
That the real treasure might be found not at the end, but in the seeking itself.
From the quest for meaning to a star that's a different kind of journey. Ardra, embrace the storm.
Oh, Ardra.
I felt a bit apprehensive when I read about this one. It seemed so intense, challenging.
Ardra can definitely feel intense.
Yeah.
It's destruction, upheaval, that transformation born from challenge. But destruction isn't always bad.
No, I guess not.
Sometimes it's necessary to clear out the old for the new.
Right. So it's about understanding destruction's role in growth and renewal.
Exactly. And the deity associated with Ardra, Rudra, perfectly embodies this. A fierce, destructive force who becomes Shiva, the auspicious one.
Interesting parallel. So even the most destructive force can lead to something positive.
Precisely. Like the saying, no mud, no lotus.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to go through the mud to let that potential bloom.
Love that. And it makes me think maybe even the most difficult experiences serve a purpose, even if we don't see it at the time.
Absolutely. All part of the tapestry of existence.
Speaking of tapestry, I remember the book mentioned how these star stories are interwoven.
Yes.
Creating a bigger narrative.
One of the most prominent is Indra's journey, the king of the gods, interacting with various deities across multiple stars, facing challenges, learning lessons.
So it's not just isolated stars. It's like they're all part of a cosmic drama.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Indra, for example. We see him interacting with the Ashvini twins, their quest for knowledge, relying on Soma for strength, facing challenges from other deities, all shaping him, contributing to his growth.
Like we're piecing together a puzzle.
I like that analogy.
Each star a clue to the bigger picture.
As we explore more, you'll see those narratives intertwine, creating a complex understanding of the system.
This is so fascinating. I'm seeing these stars in a whole new light. What other insights do these narratives hold?
Well, another prominent theme is the power of the feminine.
Okay.
Several stars are ruled by goddesses, each representing different facets of feminine energy.
You mentioned Aditi, the mother goddess, and Niriti, the goddess of destruction.
Yes. Two very different expressions of feminine power.
Yeah. Aditi is that boundless, nurturing aspect.
Exactly.
And Niriti is that fierce, transformative power, breaking down the old to create the new.
It's a spectrum from nurturing to destruction, all essential in the cosmic dance.
And that brings us to another key theme, right?
Yes.
Balance.
Balance, absolutely.
How does that play out?
It's the interplay of opposing forces. Creation and destruction, love and lust, individuality and unity.
Yeah, I see that.
The Vedic system doesn't shy away from these dualities. It embraces them as essential parts of a harmonious whole.
So it's not about picking sides, it's about recognizing both are needed for growth.
Exactly. Like the yin and yang.
Right.
Two seemingly opposite forces, each containing a seed of the other, constantly interacting, creating a dynamic equilibrium.
Okay, before we get too philosophical,
Sure.
let's get back to some individual stars.
Of course.
I'm curious about some we haven't touched on yet.
There's so many. Where would you like to go next?
I'm always drawn to themes of renewal and transformation.
Interesting.
Maybe we could explore Punarvasu.
Punarvasu. Good choice.
Known as repeating patterns. I want to understand how those cycles play out in this system.
Punarvasu is fascinating.
Yeah.
It's ruled by the powerful goddess Aditi.
Right.
It's about recognizing those cycles of life, the ebb and flow that dance between creation and dissolution.
It's like Punarvasu is telling us to embrace those cycles.
Yes.
To find strength in knowing that even after destruction, renewal is possible.
Absolutely. And Aditi, as the mother goddess, embodies this perfectly.
Yeah.
She's the cosmic womb, the source of infinite potential.
It makes me think about how challenging experiences can be seen as part of a larger cycle. Yes.
Breaking down and rebuilding, shedding the old to make way for the new.
Precisely. And Punarvasu reminds us there's a divine order within those seemingly chaotic cycles.
Comforting thought, like knowing even when things fall apart, there's a force guiding us towards growth.
A force of renewal.
And speaking of growth, our next star takes us to a place of nourishment.
Oh, yes.
Pusha, the highest blossom.
Pusha. Beautiful.
Ah, that sounds lovely.
It's growth, abundance, fulfilling our potential, like a flower reaching full bloom, radiant.
I love that. Who's the deity?
Brihaspati, the god of prayer and devotion.
Okay.
He represents connection with the divine, the source of true prosperity.
So Pusha is encouraging that spiritual connection, finding inner strength.
Precisely. And there's a story in the book about how Brihaspati helped Indra regain his power after being defeated by demons.
Wow.
Highlighting the idea that true strength comes from aligning with a higher power, a moral compass.
So it's not just material success, but aligning with values, that inner compass. Exactly.
Yeah.
True abundance comes not from achievements, but from a rich inner life, connection to something greater.
Powerful. But I'm curious about the flip side.
The flip side.
What happens when we get too caught up in the material world, too focused on external success? Is there a star for that?
There certainly is. Ashlesha. Serpentine embrace.
Serpentine embrace? That sounds intense.
A little dangerous, perhaps.
Yeah.
Ashlesha takes us into the realm of pleasure, desire, the shadow side of ambition.
What's the story there?
Ashlesha is ruled by the Nagas, the serpent deities, often associated with the underworld, hidden treasures, the allure of the unseen.
Interesting.
It explores those deep desires, those that empower and those that entrap.
So it's about navigating those darker impulses.
Exactly. The book highlights Ashlesha's dual nature. It's the pursuit of luxury, pleasure, but also withstanding burdens, responsibility.
It's a tightrope walk,
Yeah.
balancing indulging desires with staying true to our purpose.
Precisely. Think of those Naga stories, churning of the cosmic ocean, the depths of the underworld, beauty and danger in those shadowy realms. We need to be careful.
Yeah.
Use our discernment to navigate those energies.
Valuable lesson. Every star we explore offers a unique perspective, highlighting our potential and our pitfalls.
It's a journey of discovery.
What other insights await as we continue?
Well, if you're interested in lineage, legacy, the influence of the past, we could explore Maga, known as inherited power.
Inherited power. Makes me think about how you're shaped by those who came before.
Exactly. Maga is about that inherited power. Gifts, talents passed down, the influence of past lives on present experiences.
It's acknowledging that we're not just individuals, but part of a larger lineage.
Precisely. And the deities of Maga, the Pitris, embody this.
Yeah.
Ancestral spirits, guardians of our lineage.
So Maga reminds us to honor our past,
Yes.
Recognize those inherited gifts and challenges.
Use them wisely.
And create our own legacy.
Yeah. The book also connects this star to karma, suggesting that past actions, this life and previous ones, influence our present.
Interesting. It's a reminder we're not starting from scratch.
We're building on a foundation.
We are. And MAGA encourages us to be conscious of those inherited patterns.
To make choices that align with our highest good.
Okay. After that deep dive into lineage and karma, I'm ready for something lighter.
Something lighter.
What about love and romance?
Love and romance. Let's go to Purva Falguni. Romantic enjoyment.
Romantic enjoyment. That sounds delightful.
It's about embracing sensual delights, the joy of connection, creative expression.
Okay.
It celebrates love in all its forms, from romantic passion to artistic inspiration.
Sounds like a star I can get behind.
I thought you might like that one.
Who's the deity?
Bhaga, the god of love and marriage. He represents that divine spark, igniting passion.
So Purva Falguni is celebrating that spark, that joyful energy.
The energy of love, creativity. The book explores how material and spiritual pleasure are connected.
Oh, interesting.
True fulfillment comes from integrating the two. Not denying our desires, but finding that divine spark in everything.
Experiencing life as a joyful celebration.
Exactly. Purva Falguni reminds us, love is powerful, inspiring, connecting, fueling our creativity.
But love isn't just fleeting romance, right?
No, it's not.
It's also deeper bonds, friendship, commitment.
Which brings us to Uttara Falguni, vows of friendship.
Okay.
It takes Purva Falguni's sparks and transforms them into something lasting.
The next stage of the love story, passion evolving into commitment, a shared journey.
Exactly. Uttara Falguni, marriage, long-term partnerships, enduring friendships.
Who rules this one?
Ariyama, the god of vows and weddings. He represents the aspect of love that binds people together.
So Uttara Falguni is about finding that special someone, building a life together, honoring those vows.
And those deep friendships, those that provide support throughout life.
Yeah, it's a reminder that we're not meant to be alone.
We need connection, community.
We do. And Uttara Falguni encourages us to nurture those relationships, build trust, honor commitments.
Absolutely.
Okay, after all that talk of love and commitment, I'm feeling inspired to get things done.
To take action.
Is there a star for that energy of action and accomplishment?
There is. Hasta, dexterity.
Dexterity.
I like that.
It's all about skillful action, using our hands and minds to create.
And the deity is?
Savita, the god of sunrise. He awakens the world, inspires action.
So it's about getting things done, putting knowledge to practical use?
Precisely. The book highlights awareness and dexterity, both physical and mental. It's about being present, focused, skillful.
So it's not just physical skill, it's also mental agility.
Exactly. The book mentions the Brahma Gayatri mantra as a way to connect with Hasta's energy.
Interesting.
It reminds us that our actions can have a higher purpose. That we can align our creative energy with the divine.
Beautiful. Like every action becomes a prayer, a way to manifest our potential. Precisely. Hasta reminds us, we shape reality through action. We're not just observers.
We are active participants.
We are. But sometimes those creations need more than just skills.
Yeah.
They need ingenuity, artistic brilliance.
Which brings us to
Chitra, multifaceted brilliance.
Multifaceted brilliance. Sounds exciting.
Chitra's like a jewel, reflecting light in every direction.
Okay.
It's about seeing beauty everywhere, finding inspiration, expressing ourselves in unique ways.
I love that. Artists, innovators, those who break the mold.
Exactly.
Who rules Chitra?
Fastra, a divine craftsman, architect of the universe, master of illusion, creator of both beauty and deception.
Interesting.
The duality of creativity, right?
Yeah. So Chitra is about that spark of inspiration, that creative vision.
Exactly. And the book points out, Chitra creates for both gods and demons.
Oh.
Showing that creative power can be used for good or ill.
It's up to us to wield it wisely.
It is. Chitra is a call to responsibility.
Right.
Use our gifts to serve something greater.
We are all creators with that spark of inspiration.
We are. It's up to us to nurture that spark, express ourselves authentically, make the world a better place.
Speaking of expressing ourselves authentically, our next star is about individuality.
Yes.
Swati, individuality. How does it encourage us to stand out, embrace our unique gifts?
Swati embodies independence, self-reliance, forging your own path. It's about that inner voice, intuition, courage to be yourself.
Sounds like a star for rebels and trailblazers.
It is.
Who's the deity?
Vayu, the god of wind. Powerful, unpredictable.
So Swati is harnessing that wind energy to propel ourselves forward.
Exactly. Embracing change, trusting it'll guide us, even if the path is unclear.
So finding our own voice, defining our own success, creating a life that feels true.
Regardless of what anyone else expects.
Powerful message in a world that pressures us to conform.
It is a reminder that strength lies in embracing individuality.
And speaking of pressure, our next star is intense focus and determination. Vishaka, laser focus. We touched on it before, but its energy is so potent.
It is potent.
Ruled by Indragni, the combined force of Indra and Agni.
Yes.
What does that tell us about Vishaka?
It's that drive, that unwavering determination, that laser focus to overcome obstacles, achieve goals, manifest desires.
So channeling that fire to fuel our ambitions.
Exactly. But the book warns, we can't get too fixated on the goal.
Lose sight of the bigger picture.
Exactly. Balance is always key.
Even in our ambitions. So Vishaka teaches us to harness that focus.
Yes.
But stay grounded, keep perspective, make sure our actions align with our values.
Good lesson. Ambition with integrity.
Exactly.
And speaking of staying true to ourselves,
yeah,
our next star takes that focused energy, directs it outward.
Okay.
Anuradha, the power of devotion.
Makes sense. Taking that laser focus and channeling it towards a higher purpose, a cause, a belief.
Precisely. Anuradha is about aligning actions with our deepest values.
Okay.
Finding that driving force that fuels our passions inspires us to make a difference.
It's ruled by Mitra, the god of friendship and contracts. How does that fit in?
Mitra, as the book explains, represents the idea that love is the foundation of all laws, human and divine. And Anuradha encourages us to act from love, to devote ourselves to something bigger than our ego.
So it's where ambition meets higher purpose, passions and values aligning, our actions contributing to the greater good.
Exactly. True fulfillment comes not from achieving goals,
right,
but from aligning with something that transcends our ego, connects us to something larger.
Our actions can ripple outward, affecting the world in ways we may never fully grasp.
Absolutely. Anuradha encourages us to be conscious of those ripples, to act with love, integrity.
And use our gifts to make a real difference.
Precisely.
Speaking of transformative, our next star is about power and ambition, the challenges that come with success.
Oh, yes.
Jyeshta, eminence. I'm curious about the complexities of this one.
Jyeshta is fascinating.
Yeah.
It dives into those dynamics of power, ambition, the challenges of success.
Lots of lessons there.
It teaches us about the allure and the potential pitfalls of reaching the top.
Who's the deity?
Indra, the king of the gods. Powerful, charismatic.
Yeah.
He embodies both the triumphs and struggles of leadership.
So Jyeshta is navigating those complexities, understanding the responsibility of influence, staying grounded even at the top.
Exactly. And the book highlights the challenges Indra faces. His battles, his internal struggles.
Right. Even those in power are human.
They are. Jyeshta encourages us to approach power with humility.
Yeah.
True greatness isn't dominance, it's service, compassion, wisdom.
After exploring power, I'm ready for something grounded, transformative.
Grounded and transformative.
A star that helps us face our shadows and emerge stronger.
Ah, Mila, uprooting.
Uprooting, okay, sounds intense but also freeing.
It is both. It's about destruction, transformation, pursuit of truth, delving into the depths, confronting fears.
Okay, who rules Mula?
Niriti, a powerful goddess of destruction and dissolution.
Wow.
She's the force that breaks down the old to make way for the new. Strips away illusions to reveal truth.
So it's about those times when everything falls apart, we face our deepest fears.
Exactly. But not just destruction for its own sake.
Right.
The book emphasizes Mula is about seeking the root cause, digging deep to find hidden truths, dismantle limiting beliefs.
I see. Facing our shadow selves, those parts we've repressed.
To become more whole.
It's purification, burning away what no longer serves us.
Precisely. Mula reminds us, true growth often requires letting go.
Yeah.
Surrender to transformation, trust that something beautiful will come.
Even the most painful experiences can be chances for growth.
Absolutely. Mula encourages us to face those challenges bravely.
Yeah.
Trust the process. We have the strength to emerge stronger, wiser.
From the depths of Mula, we move towards a star of strength.
Oh, yes. Which one?
Purva Ashada, the invincible. How does it empower us to overcome obstacles?
Purva Ashada is resilience, determination. It's about tapping into inner strength, trusting instincts, persevering.
Sounds like a star for those who never give up.
Who keep fighting.
Exactly. Who is the deity?
Apas, the water goddess.
Okay.
A powerful, life-giving force.
So Purva Ashada is embodying that water energy.
Yes. Adaptable, fluid, but with an unshakable inner strength.
The book mentioned water's connection to other forces, Varuna, Soma.
Ah, yes.
Suggesting Purva Ashada's power comes from a connection to the divine.
To the source of life itself. It's like tapping into an inexhaustible wellspring of energy.
And Purva Ashada reminds us, true strength isn't brute force. It's adaptability, fluidity, going with the flow, but staying on course.
You like water, my friend.
Exactly. And speaking of going with the flow, our next star is complete victory.
Complete victory.
Uttara Ashada, complete victory.
Uttara Ashada, powerful energy. It's achieving goals, realizing dreams, claiming our place in the world, tapping into full potential.
It sounds like a star for those ready to shine.
Ready to make their mark.
Who rules this star?
The Vishve Devas.
Okay.
A collective of all the gods and goddesses.
Wow, representing the combined power of the universe.
Combined power, yes. It's about recognizing that we're not isolated, we're part of something bigger.
So surrendering to that greater power, trusting we're supported, being instruments of the divine will.
Exactly. Uttara Ashada reminds us, we have access to infinite potential. We're capable of great things. We each have a role to play.
Incredibly inspiring. But true success isn't just external achievements, right?
No, it's not. It's also inner growth, understanding.
Which brings us to...
Shravana, listening carefully.
Listening carefully. Valuable in a world full of noise.
It is. Shravana emphasizes seeking knowledge, cultivating wisdom, paying attention to the universe.
Okay. Who rules this star?
Vishnu, the preserver god.
Right.
The one who maintains order, guides us spiritually.
So Shravana is about being receptive, quieting the mind, opening ourselves to wisdom.
Exactly. The book talks about seeking wise teachers, mentors, guides.
Right, recognizing we don't have all the answers. There's always more to learn. Wisdom comes from listening.
From being open to different perspectives. And Shravana reminds us, the universe is always whispering to us, offering guidance. But we need stillness to hear it.
It makes me think about how often we miss those subtle cues.
We do. Shravana encourages us to pay attention, listen with our hearts, trust the universe's support.
After all that listening, I'm ready to take action. Is there a star for practical application, making ideas reality?
There is. Dhanista, getting practical.
Getting practical, I like it. Always eager to see results.
Dhanista is all about taking what we've learned, putting it to use.
And the ruling deity?
The Vasas, the 8 elemental gods, representing the building blocks of the universe.
So Dhanisa is about bridging theory and practice, inspiration and action.
Exactly. Taking ideas and making them real. Building, creating, manifesting our vision.
It's taking that receptive energy of Shravana and grounding it.
Precisely. Dhanisa reminds us that true wisdom isn't just knowing, it's applying that knowledge.
Knowledge is power, but only when it's applied.
Exactly. Dhanista encourages us to be doers, not just thinkers, to make a positive impact.
We're not just here to observe, but to create, to build.
To leave our mark. And speaking of leaving our mark, our next star takes us on a journey into the depths.
Okay.
Shatabhyasha's the underworld.
The underworld. This one often gets a bad rap.
It does.
Yeah.
But it holds deep wisdom about healing, transformation, facing our shadows.
You mentioned it's more complex than just darkness.
It is.
Yeah.
Shatabhyasha encourages us to look deeper, explore those hidden realms within, embrace the power of our shadow selves.
So it's delving into those parts of ourselves we avoid.
Exactly. And the deity, Varuna, embodies this perfectly.
Exactly.
And the deity, Varuna, embodies this perfectly.
Right.
He's the god of the night sky, the cosmic ocean.
Okay.
Often associated with justice, truth, those hidden depths.
Yeah, it makes sense. The ocean is vast, mysterious, so much we don't know.
Precisely. And Varuna, as ruler of those depths, challenges us to confront our inner darkness, to bring those shadows into the light, integrate them.
So it's not about denying those shadow aspects, but acknowledging them, understanding, transforming them.
Transforming them into sources of strength.
Yeah, I see that.
And wisdom.
It's like a descent into the underworld.
Yes.
A metaphorical journey to uncover truths.
And it's not just inward. Shatabhyasha also pushes us to explore the unknown out there in the world. Venture into new territory.
Right. Push those boundaries of knowledge. The book mentioned a parallel between this star and advancements in aviation space exploration.
A great connection, like we're collectively journeying into the unknown, both internally and externally. expanding our awareness, pushing those limits.
So Shadowfishaj is for explorers, innovators, those who question the status quo, seek knowledge in unexpected places.
Exactly. A reminder that growth often demands we leave our comfort zones, embrace the unknown, trust the universe will support us.
Powerful stuff. And speaking of powerful journeys, our next star is about radical change.
Radical change.
Purva Bhadrapada, destruction. Feeling a bit apprehensive about this one. Destruction can be scary.
Purva Bhadrapada can be intense.
Yeah.
It's about radical change. Those moments when everything shatters and we have to start over.
For those going through major transitions, letting go of the old, embracing a new way of being.
Precisely. And the deity, Ajaykapat, a fearsome fire dragon, storms, floods, the raw power of nature.
Wow. It's like those forces that completely disrupt our lives make us face our fears head on.
Exactly. But remember, destruction isn't always bad.
Right.
It's clearing the old, making way for the new.
So it's understanding destruction's role in that cycle, growth and renewal.
Precisely. Purva Bhadrapada encourages us to surrender to change. Let go of attachments. Trust that something magnificent is coming.
It's letting go of everything, embracing chaos, being completely transformed.
And that brings us to the other half of Bhadrapada, Uttara Bhadrapada, depth.
Okay.
The calm after the storm.
Ah, a welcome respite.
It is. Uttara Bhadrapada, profound wisdom, inner peace, spiritual liberation. It's about accessing our depths, finding that unshakable peace within.
This sounds like a star for seekers of enlightenment. Those who've been through the fire come out with deeper understanding.
Exactly. The deity, Ahirbunya, a water dragon.
Okay.
Often identified with Anantashesha, the serpent Vishnu rests upon. He represents that infinite consciousness, that vast ocean of wisdom.
So Uttara Bhadrapada is about connecting with that inner wisdom, the peace that comes from transformation.
Precisely. The book connects this star with spiritual liberation, suggesting that through surrender, letting go, we access a deeper awareness, connect with our true nature.
Like emerging from the storm, cleansed, ready for a new chapter.
Full of wisdom, compassion, and peace.
And finally, our last stop.
Our final destination.
Ravati, abundant generosity. Seems like a perfect way to end.
It does, doesn't it? A culmination of what we've learned.
What can you tell me about Ravati?
It's about prosperity, generosity, recognizing our connection with everything, seeing the abundance, both material and spiritual, sharing it.
Living with gratitude, appreciation, giving back to the world.
Precisely. The deity, Pushan, a gentle god of abundance. He protects animals, guides travelers, brings nourishment.
So Ravati is about those qualities, kindness, compassion, knowing we're all connected, our actions affect everyone.
Exactly. The book talks about living in harmony with nature, respecting all life, realizing that true wealth is not what we have, but what we give.
A reminder of our interconnectedness, that our actions matter, that through love and generosity, we create a better world.
It's been amazing exploring these Vedic stars with you.
It really has.
Each one offering a unique lens to view the human experience, our strengths, challenges, potential for growth.
It's incredible how relevant this ancient system still is.
A map of consciousness, guiding us towards a deeper understanding.
And this is just the beginning.
Oh, yes.
There's so much more to explore within these 27 stars.
Keep diving deeper into the myths, the symbolism. See how these energies play out in your life.
Use this knowledge to empower yourself, create a more meaningful journey.
Exactly.
What a fantastic deep dive into the Vedic stars. So much to think about. If you're listening and want to learn more, check out the full book, 27 Stars, 27 Gods.
It's a great resource.
Who knows what treasures you'll find. Until next time, keep exploring.